Hello my gorgeous stitchy friends. My name is Kenzie from Mudpuppy Stitchery and I am so glad to be back. I am coming to you with some crazy blue eyeshadow just because it's colorful and fun and why not? But I hope that you guys are doing well, and I wanted to welcome any new subscribers that have just found me. And I wanted to thank any current subscribers who are coming back. It's been a long time since my last video and it has been crazy busy. Not only with interviews for new jobs, I actually had an Italy trip and I've been doing sand volleyball on Mondays, and I've been working on keeping up with designing for my Patreon and Etsy. So I'm so sorry I haven't been super consistent. I'm gonna try and be better. There's just been a lot changing in my life and a lot of good things changing in my life as well. I actually just got engaged in Italy on my birthday. So here's my ring. Hopefully you can see that. It's a beautiful opal ring. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the proposal and the trip a little bit later on in the video, but yeah, now I've got a wedding to plan and I've just been enjoying my summer, and I can't believe it is July already, or just about July. Just crazy. So I wanted to just jump on in, tell you guys what I've been working on, what I've been designing, what my plans are. And then towards the end of the video, I'll put some photos of my trip and kind of tell you a little bit more about my engagement. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great video, but I think we should get started. Okay, so the first thing that I worked on, which was quite a while ago, so I'm having trouble remembering, was the Bee Queen. And this is by Tiny Modernist. And this was a chart that I actually won in a giveaway from Denise from Black Ribbon Stitch Studios. And I absolutely love this chart. It is so cute and so colorful. I just love the flowers, I love the bees. I think it is so fun. So previously I had been working around the border and I'd gotten about halfway. And this is how far I've gotten. So it's a lot of beautiful bright colors, and it is being stitched on 18 count jalapeno by Fiber on a Whim Fabrics, which I absolutely love. It's this really bright saturated green. It's showing up a little bit more yellow on camera, but it's more of like a limey green, and it really just makes these colors pop. I started this on February 27th of last year, and like I was saying, I went down the border, so I got about halfway, and then this time I was working on her dress with a little bee skep and more flowers right here. So I got a decent amount done, and I think it turned out really pretty. I started on the dress just because I needed a break from the border, and this has ended up being a perfect summer stitch. I've really been enjoying working on this. So there's no goals for this. I don't have any particular goals that I'd like to get this finished by. I'm just gonna continue plugging away and enjoying my stitching. Alright, so the next thing that I worked on is Flower 296, also called Modern Floral Abstract by Box and Fox on Etsy. And as you can see, this is a full coverage. I don't often do full coverages, but this is nice block stitching, so I think it'll be super easy, and it will kind of help me get into full coverage stitching. So this is what it's gonna look like. And I started this on January 3rd of 2026. And this was actually a gift from my mom, so it's very special. But I just love the colors. Oops, I think I've got it upside down maybe? Nope, I think this was right. I just love the colors. I love the pinks and the oranges and all of the greens. There's like a little white flower hidden in here. If you can see that, it's hard with the lighting, but once I get some of the green background in, then it will help to make that white flower pop out a lot more. But like I was saying before, it's a lot of block stitching, so it's very relaxing to do. And I've been really enjoying it. I've been stitching this on an 18 count fiddler's cloth Aida. We'll see if that will focus, from DMC. Because the background is going to be all covered up anyway, so it doesn't really matter what type of fabric that I'm stitching it on. So again, no goals for this one. I don't have any goals to finish it anytime soon. I'm just going to continue to plug away on it. I'll show you the finished product here too again. So I've just got these 2 flowers and I got a lot of stitching to go. I'm actually missing one of the dark greens, the darkest green right here. So I'll have to go to either Michael's or Hobby Lobby and go and pick that color up. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's turning out beautifully. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging away at it. Okay, so the next thing that I've worked on most recently is called Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. So here is what it looks like. I'm sure you guys are very familiar. Here's a little bit of a closer view. Try not to get the shine on there. But it's big and beautiful. And I am stitching this on an 18 count Moonstone by Fiber on a Whim Fabrics. And this is how far I've gotten. So not super far, but a good start at least. I started this on New Year's Eve, and this is going to honor the 250th anniversary of America. So I will probably add the 1776 to 2026. I don't know, somewhere along here, because I think that's kind of special. And I'll probably change the verse here too. It's a nice verse. It says, "How great the blessing and vast the art to live on little with a thankful heart." So it's very sweet and very nice. I might just change it to something a little bit more personal to me, something more meaningful. So yeah, so I'm here. Oop, nope, right here at the bottom. I have finished the two whales and some of the little fishies and the mermaid, and I'm probably just going to continue to go along this deep sea bottom portion until I get that all done. But yeah, I am using all of my own colors, or most of my own colors, and I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. So the whales, I changed the color of the whales. They are stitched in what's called Dove from Weeks Dye Works. And then the fish and the mermaid tail is being stitched with Bracken by Collar and Cotton, I think. Yeah, so I'm really loving how it's looking. I'm going to continue on with the color changes just as I see fit. And most recently I worked on this whale and I worked on filling in the background. So that's kind of what I've done most recently. So yeah, there's a lot of fill-in with this chart. A lot of background fill-in, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And like I was saying before, I'm probably just going to go along this bottom edge and continue on with the deep sea portion. So I'm really enjoying that. I'll continue to plug away on that. Okay, so for the next piece, I have been really enjoying this. It comes with a little bit of a story, and this is more embroidery than cross stitch, but I hope you'll enjoy seeing this as well. So I love watching Heidi of Stitching Fae, and if you haven't heard of her, I would definitely recommend looking her up. I'll definitely take her down below, and Denise of Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, you should definitely check her out as well. I'll link her down below. But she just had a video come out with her and her mom where they were doing or she had been stitching a lot of embroidery, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was just amazing to see that beautiful embroidery. And so it was super inspiring, and it really gave me the itch to try it out myself. Before cross stitching, I had initially started with embroidery, so it was kind of going back to my roots, doing some embroidery again, and it was really fun. So I made a special trip to Hobby Lobby, and I found these artiste napkins, and there's 4 of them in here. They are 100% white cotton, and they are just perfect for embroidery. And then I also picked up this water erasable pen. This was in the sewing section. And so I took this and I started looking up inspiration online, and I started drawing on the napkins. So I started looking up like pretty flower borders, and I knew I obviously wanted some birds on it and some bees and some butterflies. So I started looking up reference photos and just started drawing all over the napkin, which was really fun with that water erasable pen. And then I was given a book for my birthday. This is the Birds Coloring Book. This was given to me by my mother-in-law, or will-be mother-in-law. And so what I did was I went through and I found some birds that I really liked. It was really nice to have like a full color drawing here on one side, and then the coloring book portion on this side. And so what I did was I used a black Sharpie and I went over all of the lines, because I wasn't able to see the lines when I put the napkin over top of it, so I wanted to make the lines a little bit darker with the Sharpie so that I could trace through the napkin using that water erasable pen. Since these were such beautiful line drawings anyway, I might as well trace them and use them on my design. So I came up with a collage of a whole bunch of birds and some flowers and like a bumblebee, and I attempted to do a butterfly, but I need to redo it. But here is what it looks like so far, and I've been pretty obsessed with it, so I got pretty far. So you can see the flowers there, the pretty pink flowers. I've got part of a bird done. So I've been stitching that most recently. That's been really fun. And you can see the blue drawings of the blue outlines of the other birds that I'll be stitching. And then we come down here, we've got some more flowers. We've got a little bumblebee, and then right about here is going to be a butterfly. And I had drawn a butterfly, didn't turn out very good, so I'm gonna redo that one. So luckily, water erasable pen, so that worked really well. But it has been so fun and relaxing. I've just been doing a back stitch, so it's been super easy, and it's really fast. It's a lot faster than cross stitching. So I would definitely recommend that you try it. If you happen to get in a cross stitch funk, I would recommend trying some back stitching. Just tracing around the outline of the stitch. It's so much fun. I really enjoy it. But yeah, again, recommend trying it out. I don't have any particular goals with this one as well. I don't have like a due date for this, but I'm just going to continue working on it in between my cross stitch projects, and yeah, I'm just going to continue enjoying it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this once it's finished, so I don't know if I will frame it or if I'll make it into like a big pillow. I'm not really sure. So if you guys have any suggestions, definitely leave them down below in the comments. That would be super helpful. But yeah, this has been super fun. I'm just gonna continue plugging away at it, and on to the next. So next I'd like to show you some of my designs that I've been working on for Mudpuppy Stitchery the past couple of months. For those that are new here, I have been designing cross-stitch patterns since 2022. I've been designing on Etsy and Patreon, and I really enjoy sharing my designs. So I always share a monthly freebie on Patreon every single month. So I would definitely recommend, if you're not already, to become a free member of my Patreon, because you'll get a free chart. A nature-inspired chart every single month. If you're interested in all of my charts, you can get a Tier 1 membership for $8 a month, and that gives you access to everything on my Patreon. So there's no pressure to join at all. It's just if you happen to enjoy my designs and you want to see from me, see what I do monthly, becoming a free member, it really helps me out, and you get free patterns, so it's kind of a win-win. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is my April freebie. It is a beautiful betta fish. It's super colorful and really small. It's only 88 by 82 stitches high. It has 12 DMC colors. And it's something a little bit different than what I usually design, because as you guys know, I design a lot of birds and I have a lot of fun with that. But I wanted to do something different for April, and so I designed a cute little betta fish. And I really hope you enjoy the design, and I hope you'll go and download it. The next freebie design for May is an Eastern Screech Owl. And I am obsessed with Eastern Screech Owls, particularly red Eastern Screech Owls, just because I used to work at a nature center in northern Minnesota, and we had a permanently injured raptor, Eastern Screech Owl, named Sisa, and I worked with her specifically, worked with her on the glove. And so it was such a wonderful experience for me, and I just love them. So this is a circular design. It only has 10 DMC colors and 1 Weeks dye works for the background black. It's pretty small at 95 by 91 stitches. It is full coverage, so it will take a little bit of time, but yeah, I really had fun designing the feathers. I think it's a really fun little design, and I really hope that you enjoy it. So the next one is for my Tier 1 members, my $8 per month membership tier. And this one is called the Blue Elephant Sampler. Now this one is a little bit more unusual, just because it features an elephant, which is really fun. It also has some small birds kind of spattered here and there throughout the design. I initially wasn't feeling very inspired, and so I wanted to try something completely new, kind of go out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I think it turned out really cute. This one has 11 DMC colors and is a little bit bigger at 114 by 120 stitches. And I really like the mustard yellow background. I think it really makes the jewel tone colors, the flosses, really pop off of that. So it's very whimsical, it's very fun, and it's more of a triangular piece. So I think what would be really cool is if you happen to stitch this, it would be really fun to try fully finishing it into like a triangle, kind of like a tree, using some tag board and using the tree tutorial from Helen D. I think that would be really fun. It would be a big tree, a big triangle tree, but it would be a really fun finish. And then you could put some like wood at the bottom so that it looks like a little tree trunk, and I think it would be a really whimsical, interesting finish. So that's just an idea that I had thought about when I was writing my script. So yeah, so this is a fun piece. I really hope you enjoy it. And it is available for Tier 1 members on my Patreon. So the next one that I designed is for June, and it is a freebie, and it is a bumblebee freebie. And as you guys probably know, I'm pretty obsessed with bees, so of course I had to do a bee freebie. This one is very small. It's only 44 by 55 stitches with 9 DMC colors. So I was really inspired by this one. It's just very small and simple and just a quick little easy stitch. So I looked up some pictures of bumblebees for inspiration, and what I noticed when I was looking at the pictures, a lot of them have brown tinted wings. So definitely look at your phone, look up bumblebees, and you'll notice a lot of them have brown tinted wings. And so I thought I would go ahead with putting brown wings in, and I thought that would really go well with the rusty orange flowers along the border. And so it's kind of has a lot of those rusty oranges, peaches, browns colors with, of course, like a mustardy background. I obviously love that color. So yeah, it's something small and simple, and I just hope you really enjoy it. Okay, the last design is for my Tier 1 members, and this is the European Bee Eater. Now this was really fun to create because it's very, very colorful. I'll put a picture up of a European Bee Eater. They are just beautiful. And this was inspired by my Italy trip, because we had actually heard one. We heard one singing. We didn't see it singing, but we heard one singing. And we used an app called Merlin. I highly recommend this app called Merlin Bird ID. It has a little button on there that you press, and it listens to the birds that are chirping or singing, and it identifies the bird sound. But I highly recommend it. It is such a fun app. We didn't end up seeing one, but we heard it through that app. It had identified it as a European Bee Eater, so we were very excited. Me and TJ were both giant bird nerds, so that was super exciting to hear when we were in Italy. And they do in fact eat bees, as the name suggests. So super colorful, super fun. This pattern has 19 DMC colors, so quite a lot more colors. It is 97 by 129 stitches. So I wanted to create a lot of movement in the design with like the bees buzzing around the picture. And my friend Bethany, the bird stitcher, she has a YouTube channel. I will link her down below. Definitely check her out. She's going to be doing model stitching, which I so appreciate, and I'm so excited for her to do that for me. I'm so grateful. So she is actually stitching it on Picture This Plus Pickled, which is like the perfect background fabric. It's like this nice dill green, and it really makes the colors pop off of that background. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this design. And if you have any ideas for what I should design for July, please comment down below. I would love to hear them. So that is all of the stitching that I have for you today, except I'm going to mention an upcoming start a little bit later on. But I wanted to tell you a little bit more about my Italy trip, my engagement, you know, what's been going on while I've been away. So you may be asking, why in the world did you go to Italy? Well, I am very, very lucky, and I have a lot of international friends from Italy, the Czech Republic, Germany, Australia, Nigeria, and my Italian friend was marrying a German friend, and I got invited to the wedding. So it was super, super exciting. It was a big destination wedding, and I was so excited to go. And I went with my fiance, now fiance TJ, and with a friend, an additional friend as well. So it was the three of us that went. And it was a week and a half, the beginning of June. So I think it was June 3rd through the 12th that we went. And we ended up going to Sicily, which is the island off of the boot of Italy. And we explored a lot of the eastern edge of Sicily. So we explored Avola, Syracuse, and Catania, and a lot of the little towns around those areas as well. So the wedding was absolutely stunning, as you can imagine, with the Italian background and all of the food and the wines and the cheeses and the breads and the crackers and the pasta and all of the delicious foods. Unfortunately, I got really sick at the wedding because a couple hours prior for lunch, I had eaten some fish. I had eaten some fish with some pasta, and my tummy was a little bit rumbly when I was getting ready for the wedding. And then once I got to the wedding, I was like, oh no, I might be sick. So I ended up getting sick, unfortunately, and had to leave the wedding a little bit earlier, which was super disappointing. Luckily, somebody else had brought me back to my Airbnb. So that was frustrating because I missed the dinner, but at least I saw the wedding ceremony. That's the most important part, is seeing the wedding ceremony. Unfortunately, I was too nauseous to eat any of the delicious food, and they had like a complete dessert buffet of Italian desserts, so I missed that, and I missed the dancing, so that was super duper frustrating. So I'm super sad about that, but at least I saw the most important part, and overall I had a wonderful, wonderful trip. Towards the end of my trip, on June 11th was my 34th birthday, and we were at a winery outside of Catania called the Gambino Winery. And we took like a nice little tour, and we did a lot of tasting of wines and foods, and they had like a multi-course lunch for us, which was really nice. And so we went outside and we're looking at the beautiful scenery, and we kind of wandered into this private area that was a little bit farther down. And I was looking at the beautiful scenery, and I turned around and TJ proposed. So that was so exciting. I was so surprised. I had an idea that it might be coming on this trip, but I wasn't 100% sure. So of course I was super duper excited, and it was a beautiful opal ring, which I'll show again here. We'll see if I can, there we go. A beautiful opal ring, very vintagey looking, very much my style. So I absolutely loved it. It turned out perfect, and it really was a great trip for many, many reasons, and I'm so thankful and grateful that I was able to go on this trip. In other news, I am actively job searching, so it has been, the past couple months, it's been a lot of job applications and a lot of interviews. Not very fun. I haven't been enjoying that, but I'm excited for the prospect of a new job. And I've just been trying to enjoy my summer because it's my favorite season. I love the heat. I just really, really enjoy summertime. So I'm just trying to soak it in as much as possible. I've been doing a lot of sand volleyball. We have a league that meets every Monday, so that's been really fun as well. And I've been trying to keep up with my designing for Mudpuppy Stitchery, for my Patreon and for my Etsy as well. So it's nice to be back from the trip and to kind of have things calm down a little bit, and hopefully, fingers crossed, with a new job starting soon. And I do have a future start that I will be hopefully starting within the next couple of days, which is a Quaker Welcome by Lila's Studio. I've had this chart in my stash for a long, long time, and I've always loved it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it's a big one. It is 232 by 172 stitches. And it takes a lot of specialty threads, so I need to go and order those specialty threads, but I was able to pick up some of the DMCs that go along with it. So my plan for this is that it will be a wedding sampler, because it's just a beautiful welcome sampler, and it has like the little pineapple on there, which means welcome. And it's got an area that you can put your initials and the date. So I thought it would be a perfect wedding sampler. I just love the colors. I love the simplicity of it. So in this cartouche, it will likely say October of 2027. And that is when we are planning on having our wedding. So super, super exciting things coming. And I think with the alphabet, I'll probably change that to dates, probably when we started dating, when we got engaged, you know, when the wedding is, maybe a little quote here. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit longer, but I'm gonna make sure to customize it to what I want in a wedding sampler. So I think that will be really, really fun. And I'd like to be able to finish it before the wedding, so before October of 2027, and I think that's very doable. So like I was saying before, I have the DMCs. I need to order the Weeks Dye Works, and this will be a start next time that you see me. And I'm going to be stitching this on 18 count affogato. That is by Fiber on a Whim Fabrics. So it's this nice sampler color. So I'm really looking forward to starting that. And that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like the video and subscribe if you'd like. If you're interested in any of my designs, you can check out the links listed down below. I'm also quite active on my Instagram, so if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing in between videos, that's a great place to check in. And I appreciate you, whether you're new or old to this channel, and I hope to see you towards the end of July, hopefully with some good job news. So I'll make sure to keep you updated. But take care, and see you next time.